Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Friday morning live. Super excited to be here as usual. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're jumping in here live with me, and if you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay too, because it's always nice to know who's checking out afterwards. Today, I'm going to be talking about setting your week up for success. So it's very important to get yourself ready and rocking for the week. So this is, of course, the end of the week, at least at the time of this recording. But we're going to talk about more so the weekend and how to set yourself up for success. So I'm going to explain that with you today. So that's what we have on the agenda. Morning, Mom. That's what we have on the agenda this morning. If you guys know how to, Mom, do you know how to share a post? If you would like to share this with your audience, if you know how to share with your audience and you think that this would be beneficial, morning, Jason, we would appreciate that. If you have anyone you want to tag that needs some help setting their week up for success, we'd appreciate some tags in the comments. That always helps raise awareness and draw a different audience. We got Sue in here. Morning, Sue. All of our fitness families in here. I suppose I could have just done this did this live in our fitness family. I think we'll have some others coming in here soon, though. That's okay. If you don't know how to share, it's no big deal. I just checking my phone here to make sure we're where I'm supposed to be. All right. So I want to share a couple things with you before we jump into the actual tips. And one of them is this cool book I found. It's called Frame Games. And it's like, it looks like it's older. Does it have a date? Not that that matters much. It must have it. 2010. So 2010 it is. Like, you can tell when books are a bit older just the way that they're formatted. And I don't know if you guys probably can't see that. Morning, Brenda. So you know those, I feel like I say this quite often, but I feel like people don't value books very much. And I said that on social media one time and people were like angry. They're like, I value books, or people in my life value books. And I was like, okay, easy. I'm on your team. I wish people would value books. I just don't think that, well, I know they don't. So if you go often, you'll go to the library. I go to the library often, and they often have books that are like 99 cents or like 10 cent, like 10-cent day. So come and get books for 10 cents. And I'm like, oh, I feel sad for the books that are like, oh, no one wants those books anymore. And then I feel like if you asked around, most people don't have library cards, and you get books for free, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, it's free knowledge. I know most people just scroll through their newsfeed now, but I just think there's so much value in books. But you see those little houses, and they pop up more and more now. They're here in LA. They're in Olds. We see them all over, and in most cases, they're jam-packed with books. And I don't think a lot of people go through them, to be honest with you. So that's why. And then if you go try to resell a book, and you could try on Amazon, you could try on eBay, I don't know what other platforms there are, but if you try to resell a book, you might get a dollar or two for a brand new book that's usually $20 to $30. So that's why I feel that books are undervalued, and they really have so much knowledge. That's what they're all about. At any rate, I go into these. There's one right on the corner. There's one of those little birdhouse looking things. Morning, Tracy. And I found this book in there, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" I'm always interested in your brain, how your brain functions, memory, how to keep your brain sharp. We do a lot of work around nutrition. We may have a new product coming out that's around brain function. But this is super interesting because it was all I looked at. I was like, what are brain games? I like games and I like the brain. So I opened it up, and it has all these little things. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Um, I don't know if you can't really see. So they're just like little puzzles. So this one here, this is an easy one. So it has the word rough, and then it has the O is a diamond, and you have to kind of decode that. So obviously that's an easy one. That like it's not like it's rated easy on the side, easy, hard. So this one says it's obviously diamond in the rough. That's what how you decode that one. This one is that's a hard one. This I just picked this random page. I'm not always that good, but so this is mind, and then the D is a little peace symbol, so that's gonna be peace of mind, of course. So, and some of them are really hard, and lots of them are worse. But anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you. That's what I picked this up, and I just flipped through a couple pages each morning in, and I feel like we can improve our. I feel like we just accept things in our life like, oh, I'm getting older, my memory is failing me, or when you stutter for try to find names, or you try to find words in your mind, like that's cognitive function. And certainly as we get older, it's harder to remember these things and to have a sharp mind, but you can do things. Like my uncle sits and does crossword puzzles every day. Like that's mind work. So this is interesting to me. So I pick this up every morning and I do a couple pages just for fun, and I feel like I am I feel like, and the answers are in the back. I feel like I'm doing something good for my brain. This one's a funny one. Can you see that? It just says pull, and there's a cord. So I'm guessing that one's pull the plug. And the answers are in the back. So, anyways, I'm gonna work up to hard. I can only do a few hard right now. So that's my message for you today or this morning is that you can improve your brain function with supplements, with foods, with exercises. So instead of accepting that as we age, oh, I just don't remember how I used to, you can actually improve your memory and your mind function. All right, so today I'm going to talk about setting your week up for success. And I know this is at the end of the week for most of you, but this is a perfect time to talk about setting your week up for success, because I feel like in many cases we are caught behind when Monday and Tuesday hits. And see, the problem is that if we don't prepare ahead of time to have a successful week, we start preparing on Monday, and then Monday quickly becomes Tuesday, because if you're not prepared for Monday, you're just catching up. So you catch up and you get ready and you get prepared for Monday, and maybe you get yourself partially prepared for Tuesday, but Tuesday comes, so you're not prepared Monday, and then Tuesday comes, you're already 2 feet, like you're already jumped into it 2 feet into the week, and then you have Wednesday, Thursday, and in most cases, Fridays are right off because most people don't really want to work, and some people work half days, and the weekend is coming, so you don't really want to do like who wants to meal prep on Friday afternoon, right? So you really only have 2 days to be prepared if you're preparing for your week on Monday. So that's why I want to explain to you the process of setting your week up for success around the weekend. You could even think about doing it on, like, not doing any prep on Friday, but you could think about getting yourself ready to prep for the weekend, because in most cases people like all excited and they're like, oh, the weekend's here. They're not going to start prepping for Monday. They're going to get ready to enjoy Saturday, Sunday. So that's what I want to go over today. So if you guys have any questions, let me know if you're a prepper, if you're someone that likes to prep on the weekends, and no judgment free zone. You can be 100% honest with us if you want to. If you don't prep on the weekend, that's perfectly okay. Most people don't. And when I used to do one-on-one online fitness coaching. It was like basically a Zoom call or a Skype call. And those that didn't set their week up for success on the weekend, especially around nutrition, 9 times out of 10 didn't stay on track with their nutrition throughout the week. So we would set out a plan for them, and we would give them recipes, grocery shopping lists. We'd figure out what would suit their lifestyle and their family, and we'd set that out for them in advance. And then I'd have this coaching call, and I'd talk about obstacles and how to improve, and what things that they've been successful with. And again, in most cases, if there was no prep done on the weekend and they just started the week, that's where that failure came in. They didn't exactly stay on track. So let's talk about how we can set you guys up for success for the week. If you guys are enjoying the show, feel free to hit that little heart button. The heart button helps the show's algorithms bump up. It lets more people see it, and it lets me know that you're enjoying the content as well. So Anna says, let's drag her comment. How come there's no face on the screen, Anna? That's odd. When I pull your comment on, I can't see. Thanks for the comment, Anna. It's nice to know we have some conversation going on here. Otherwise, it's just a monologue. Sometimes when I do, morning, Linda. Linda, I loved your picture. We sent Linda some vanilla protein and some CTP protein. And then we sent her some little dog treats, because that's what we do. We go out of our way for our people. That's, you guys are our people. We love you guys. So we've recently found out that Linda has a puppy named Scouty. Is that right, Linda? So in her order, we added some dog treats. And she posted an awesome picture in our fitness family group. Scouty is so cute. He looks like a giant ball of fun. Like, I can just see him flopping around and having fun. Anyway, she posted that in our Complete Truth protein group. And anyways, that was fun. That was an awesome picture. Anna says, good morning. I don't have weekends, so I prep after I get a shopping trip in and clean everything up for ease of use and longevity in stores. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Dan. Everyone's a bit different, so it depends if you're working or if you're doing shift work, for example. And then some people work throughout the weekend. They don't exactly, they don't have Saturday, Sunday off. They might have Monday, Tuesday off, for example. So everyone's a bit different. So thanks for bringing that up, Anna. Doesn't matter in this regard, what we're talking about prep in advance. It doesn't matter what days you choose. It's just that the good majority of people are off on Friday evening, so they've set Saturday, Sunday off. Not off on Friday. They have their Friday, but I keep picturing that Scouty. I just want to play with them. I did want, this is a good time to mention Dana. I don't think she's in here this morning. She's usually in here, but Dana posted these really cool pictures of some of our products, actually using some of our products in her story. And she does that quite often, and it's so cool because it's nice to see other people using our products, and also when you have someone else that recommends your products, it's a whole different weight. So they have a thing on Instagram. Well, it's not just on Instagram, but it's called be an ambassador or be an influencer. And what's funny is that it's become so apparent now. I was at this trade show, and there were these two younger girls, and I think they were in high school or younger, maybe junior high. They were working the booth themselves, and they came up with they're making these little turtle earrings. We actually bought some for Dorothy. And they were little entrepreneurs, and they were trying to raise money for their school, and they were doing this Save the Turtles kind of project. And I like to ask them questions. I like to talk to entrepreneurs to begin with, but then they're young, inspired entrepreneurs. They're kids, which I think is really cool. And so I said, what do you want? There's an older one, and I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, no clue. Which is fine, of course. I didn't know at that age. I mean, I wanted to be a professional athlete. So then there's a smaller girl, and I talked to her a bit, and I said, what do you want to be? And she says, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. It's like, oh my God. I'm not laughing to put her down. I'm laughing because it's such a different world now. And you know what's pretty cool is that um, let me date myself now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that is like, I'm so old, but there are things that make you feel older. And like when we were growing up, you were supposed to go to of course you got to graduate high school, right? And then you're supposed to go to college, and then you go to university, and then I don't want to insult anyone by how I feel about that system, but I feel like that's changing now. So it's almost trendy to be an entrepreneur, but people that aren't entrepreneurs or don't own their own businesses, they don't realize how much time and effort and work it takes to build up to actually have a successful business. They see like a YouTuber making a couple $1,000,000 just on YouTube videos, and then they see influencers that they base. So if you're not sure, do you guys know what influencers? Morning, Mark. And I think Jason's in here. I saw Jason earlier too, but do you guys know what an influencer is? Basically, you have a product and you're like, so a company. So we as a business and as a manufacturer, as a I don't know, at the top of the chain, this is our product. This is our product. This is our protein. Let's say we designed our protein. Our manufacturer makes it for us. It's our brand. We sell it. So I would go to someone that might have 100,000 fans or might have 1,000,000 followers on social media, and you pay them, and you say you can do it different ways. You can say I'll pay you whatever you work out. You can pay them a monthly fee. You can pay them a percentage of sales that they create. You can give them free product. There's all different levels, and you say, will you advertise our product on your social media platforms? And then everyone that is their follower sees our product. So we get to sell them our product. Their audience gets to see our product and gets a chance to probably purchase. In another case, they wouldn't see us because they're not part of our audience. So that's how ambassadors and influencers work, and it goes quite deep. And we've considered paying ambassadors as well, because it's a thing. It really is a thing, and actually, it holds much more weight. And that's what I want to explain. That's what I'm trying to explain here is that. So when you guys post one of our products, it holds like on your pages, it holds so much more weight than when we post because it's our product, and of course we want to sell it. We have to feed ourselves. But when someone that is posting is a customer and is a user, they're not someone that's selling it. It holds more weight because like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, people are actually using that product. They're buying that product. So maybe you get a little FOMO there. And there's also called social proof. So social proof is when you see enough people using your product that acts as an advertisement, and more people like, oh, it's the FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Like, oh, what am I missing out on? I have to try that product too. So that makes a big difference. And I wanted to thank Dana for doing that because she's consistently posting about our product. She put up some CTP posts. She put up some baking. She put up some flake stuff. And it's really cool. It means so much. So I'm going to I saw one of hers this morning. She put it on her story. So I'm going to reach out to her and I'm going to offer her a free product as a thank you. And we could spend hundreds of dollars in Facebook ads, which we haven't started yet. I've dabbled in it years ago, but or Google ads, for example, we could go that route, and maybe that's something that we'll consider. I still think about it in the back of my mind. Or we could reward those of you that are posting on your own pages or recommending our products to friends and family. So as we progress and as we get better, I'd like to have affiliate links. So there's no cost, but if you want to say, hey, here's my affiliate link, and you give that to a friend or family member, then you get paid a little commission. So, and that's just for a recommendation. So anyways, what I'm trying to explain is that I wanted to thank Dana. I always get Dana and Dana mixed up because Dana's in our fitness family, and she also posts. She did a really nice one about her hot tub yesterday as well, and then Dana is the same spelling. Um, so anyways, what I was saying is that I'm going to reach out to Dana and offer a little thank you and just tell her how much I appreciate that because it means the world to us as a small business who doesn't have a huge marketing budget. And the most of our marketing is through free content. So we give away free content. We talk about our products. We show you how to use it, and then you decide if you want to use it or not. So let me. That's so nice to hear, Linda. So Linda says, Scouty, love the treats. Jack loves the protein powder. That's awesome. Sometimes you have, like, the neighbor's dog who I spend a lot of time with is pretty picky. So it's nice to know when you offer a little treat that they enjoy it. But then there's another neighbor's dog who's a little Boston Terrier. He'll eat anything. He's a monster. He'll eat everything. Susan says word of mouth by far. Word of mouth is by far advertising. Oh, the best advertising. Thank you. It is. So it's funny, like you talk to entrepreneurs and I'll ask them, I'll say, well, how do you advertise? And they'll say, oh, word of mouth. And I'm like, well, how else do you advertise? And they, oh, well, word of mouth is all, so that's all we need or all we do, which is fine. So we do other, like we do as much as we can. It's our time. We're not paying. It's different. I think it's different when you're paying an ad or an agency like Google AdWords or AdSense, for example, or Facebook ads is a big one. You can advertise on TikTok. You can advertise on Instagram, which is Facebook. Who owns Instagram? So we do a lot, as much as we can, free content. So we put our posts up. We put a lot of posts up. We do our live videos. We do our private groups. We have our newsletters we send out. But without question, it's the word of mouth that gives you the biggest return. But for us, without our newsletters, without our lives, without our free content, we wouldn't get the word of mouth. So that's how we reach our customers and help them influence their audience. But as a business, I think you need to do a bit more then. And then we're happy to do we're happy to reward our customers too. So we have a bit of a referral system. That's super important for business as well. That I'm not sure why most don't, but that definitely helps out also. What did Anna say? Anna says, oh my God, you can post pics and videos of Scouty all the time. So adorable. Looks like a furry bundle of fun and energy. I agree. I'd like to see a little video of Scouty running through the snow. And then Linda responded to Anna and she said, thank you. She's super sweet. That's a great way to advertise. Real users showing the product in action. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. And to be honest with you, sometimes I get a little jealous when I see, those network marketing or multi-level, which is fine. Like I don't have too much of an opinion. Like do whatever you want. But I do get like a bit jealous. I'm like, that company has all these people like talking about their product and doing videos about their product. I was like, how do we get that? But of course, our products are new and our company is just reaching 10 years old. A lot of these companies are 20, 30 years old and they've spent that time and they've built their business up and they've got marketing dollars and they got a whole team of influencers, if you will. But I think it's important to understand to let people know like that word of mouth, and everyone's an influencer and everyone can be an ambassador. All you have to do, every time you put a post up, you influence your audience. Those are your friends and family, those people that see your page and your posts, you're influencing them. So you're an influencer. And I don't think that we realize how much that means to a business or how much that affects the people in your community. So you could be posting like terribly political stuff all the time. I stay away from political stuff. I try to stay away from religious stuff. Like those type of things, they have they really bother people at a deep level, and I don't want to do that, even if you're sharing your opinion. But understand that the posts that you're putting up, in many cases, could be positive, and they could be thought of as negative too. But regardless, you're influencing the people in your life. Okay, so when it comes to setting your week up for success, some of you have been in our group challenges, for example. So let's say we did a sugar detox not like 2 months ago, maybe. It was amazing. So we did the sugar detox, and here's what we do. On Thursday, Friday, we open up a group. It's called a soft launch. So the reason why, and stay with me here, I'm not trying to sell you any type of group. We don't have any groups going on right now. Just want to explain the process because there's a reason for it. So let's say we start on the Monday. Say, hey, our group starts on Monday, but we have a soft launch Thursday, Friday. Make sure you sign up. Make sure you get in early so you can get ready and prepared. So in many cases, we do 7-day challenge or a 10-day challenge. So here's what happens is we open the group up Thursday, Friday, and we start adding people to the group. We say, hold your questions. We'll get to your questions on Saturday, Sunday. So as people sign up and we get people into the group, we already have their nutrition plan set up for them. And then that goes out probably Saturday morning-ish. So at least they can have a look at it and they know maybe what to purchase, what their grocery shopping looks like, how much time they're going to need to prepare on that Saturday or Sunday, for example. So in our fitness family group, when we put out a meal plan, that we try to put that out religiously on Saturday morning, so people know to expect when to expect it. So some people go grocery shopping on Saturday instead of Sunday, but that's going to help set your week up for success. Knowing your groceries or knowing your meal plan is coming out Saturday morning, so you can expect it. It's important for us to stick close to those routines, if you will. So the reason why we open up the group Thursday, Friday is to get people into the group. If we waited till Sunday and then got everyone in the group, because what happens is if we send out an invite, for example, and if people don't send the invite, then we have to send a private message. Say, hey, did you see the invite? And then we have to say, now you have to accept the invite. So it's all prep work to get people into the group. So for you, and the reason I'm explaining this is because, and a lot of people wait till like Sunday night or Monday, and they're like, hey, I just saw this, I want to get in, or I was away for the weekend, I want to start now. And it's okay, like that's perfectly okay. The problem is that we do a lot of prep work on the Saturday, Sunday. So we answer questions and we put up posts, how to prepare your food, how to create this recipe, the importance of being prepared. And then unfortunately, there's always a handful that are coming on the Monday and they're like, oh, looks like I missed a few things. Like, yeah, you did. We were trying to get everyone prepped and planned. So then it becomes, oh, okay, let me get my grocery. So let me look at the meal plan. It's Monday. I'm already at work. So maybe I'll get my groceries Monday night. So you get your groceries Monday night. And then it's Tuesday. And Tuesday, you have a whole day of Tuesday. You're at work, get up early, you go to work. And then it's Tuesday night. And then you start preparing for Wednesday. So Wednesday comes and then you already see people that are posting on Monday morning. And then everyone's all excited when a new group starts. So Tuesday, the groups go crazy. Monday, Tuesday. So Wednesday comes, everyone's posting. You're still on day one, still prepping and getting ready. So your Monday is Wednesday, and there's always a percentage of people that are so caught behind that they don't start at all. They just feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind. I'm okay. It's Wednesday. I'm ready to go. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then there's one day, and then the weekend. So that's why it's so important, and that's just an example of what we do with our challenges. Some of our challenges are free, some of them are paid. But what I'm getting at here is for you guys, for those of you in regular life, it's important for you to come up with a plan and have an idea of what you're going to do that weekend in prep, so you know that Sunday is the day that you're prepped and ready to go. Everything should be complete. Like your meals, like by Sunday night, your meals should be done, your snacks should be done, you should have your workout area planned, you should know what workout you're trying to do or you're going to do. So that's all ready to go by Sunday night. So Monday morning, you're not feeling like you're caught behind and you feel like, oh, I have a plan, I'm set, I know what's happening Monday morning, and all you have to do is execute, which is challenging, of course, to execute on its own, but to try to get through the things that you want to do before the week even, or to not have an idea of what you're doing before the week even starts, you're already caught behind, and then so the whole week you're just trying to catch up instead of being prepped and planned before. Woo! That was a lot. If you guys have any questions around that, let me know. Good morning, Suzanne. Thank you for jumping in here and joining us this morning. Okay, let me take a little breather. I gotta show you guys this. I don't know if it'll show up on my green screen back there. Did you know you can sprout bok choy? This is my little boy here. Oh, it's not gonna show it. It's gonna look like a magic trick. See the green? I'll put it up against my green shirt. That clear blue is all sprouted bok choy. Is that crazy? I actually planted some bok choy in soil, and I'm gonna see if it'll grow in the soil, but it's growing in water fantastically. So if we have any green thumbs out there, morning Shelly, if we have any green thumbs out there, let me know, because I'm growing lettuce in water. I'm growing 2 different kinds of lettuce, one in soil and one in water. I'm growing bok choy in water and in soil, and I'm sprouting rosemary and parsley. And when that grows roots, I'm gonna put it in soil. Does that sound crazy? I don't know why that excites me. I have no idea. You know what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to infuse my own oil. I'm gonna get like a good quality oil, and I'm gonna put my own rosemary in there. Isn't that cool? You know what? Just around the corner here, they have a house, and the hedge is rosemary. Like it's a hedge made out of rosemary. Is that crazy? I was like, and then on the other side of the street, there's a garden, and he has aloe in there, like aloe vera plants, and he also has lettuce, like this huge head of lettuce, and I kind of want to eat it, but I probably shouldn't eat it because it's on the corner, and I imagine there's some dogs that pee around there, and it's not mine. Some people might call that stealing, but it's just sitting there, and I think it's just an ornament. And I know there's ornamental like kale. There's ornamental kale that is really hard, and I don't think you really eat it. But I don't think there's ornamental lettuce. Can anyone help me out with that? So I want to eat the lettuce, but I think we'd have. Could you imagine, like, there's so much space. I know it's more difficult in Canada, but I'm growing bok choy in a bowl in the house, and I'm growing lettuce, and I'm sprouting, like, it's all inside right now. And I think that the ones outside, like, so I have a front deck, very fortunate to have a front deck, and I put the lettuce and a celery. I'm growing a celery. I put them both in a pot outside, and I think the one inside is growing in water is growing better than the one in the soil. So I haven't really figured out, like, why don't you just grow it in water then? These are all experiments. I don't really know yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find out. But I just think there's so much, like, we have grass. I'm not like, you know, you have those people that like are like entirely against grass. I'm not really against grass. Hey, Mark, I didn't know you were still in here. You're a farmer now. I don't know about that, Mark. Maybe you could give me some tips. Mark's a real farmer. I'm not a real farmer. But I'm excited. But I know some people like 100% against grass because it takes water and it takes up space, and you could put something else there. But anyways, it's probably for another subject. But I just think there's so much space, like, we could grow. You know, there's people are starving, of course, right? And you could teach them how to grow in the house. You know, like, I just think that, and for me, so now we eat quite a bit of celery, and I'm like, why didn't I sprout celery before? So now Dorothy's gonna go crazy, but now every time I have a celery, I sprout it and then I plant it. But could you imagine, like, instead of a house plant, you have celery? Or, you know, instead of like a succulent, and I really like succulents. Don't get me wrong, but instead of like a succulent, you have an herb, and you can eat it because you don't really eat succulents. Oh my gosh! And it says, "I love your growing experiments. So important and rewarding to be close to the earth. I love playing with dirt and seeing green life grow." Me too, Anna. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that we should surround ourselves with life. I really don't like the plastic plants or the fake things. I feel like that could represent other things in our life. But if you're surrounded by life and growing in positive energy and greens, like green is really good for your eyes. So for me, when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at I have my celery there, I have my basil, and I have my lettuce. But we're staring at our phones, we're staring at screens all day, unless you're a farmer, Mark. But if you look at green more often, it actually helps improve your eyesight. So, and I do a lot of studying around eyesight because I'm very interested in learning how to improve your eyesight as you age instead of the opposite when what most people deal with. Okay, let me finish. I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer, but I got a few more things to tell you about the prep. So let me read Anna's comment here. She says you can grow in water, but the water needs to have nutrients to feed the plant. Aquaponics and hydroponics. I'm still learning. Very interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? So Chance and Dorothy at the school, they had one of those towers, and that's I think it's called hydroponics. Morning, Brenna. And they to from seed to growth. Maybe you know about this, Mark. I don't know. Like I don't know how they did it. They planted the seed, and it's like a big tower, and then it has these plants that come out the side of it. And in 2 weeks, it was the size of a full like head of lettuce. And I was like, how does that work? So that kind of inspired me. I was like, well, I want to do that. So, but could you imagine? We go through tons of greens. I eat greens every day, salad almost every day, green smoothies, celery every day, parsley every day. So think about how much money you would save if you grew your own and you never had to buy those from the farmer's market or the grocery store. Okay, that's a fun conversation for me. Okay, so when it comes to prep, I want you guys to consider the prep on the weekend. So, for example, if you have a grocery shopping list, everyone should have a grocery shopping list and or a meal plan. So that meal plan could be made like for us. Good morning, Marilyn. So for us, we provide a meal plan for those in our fitness family group so they don't have to do it themselves. So you basically take the thinking out of nutrition. You know what you're going to eat that week. You know what's planned, so you don't have to be like you're exhausted. It's like Wednesday, you can't wait for Thursday because then on Thursday the next day is Friday. But Wednesday you're exhausted, and the kids are like, "What's for dinner?" And you're like, "I don't know. There's no food in the fridge. I don't feel like making anything." But if you flip the script a bit and you know exactly what you're going to have, you can actually we call it a week at a glance. You can print it out and put it on your fridge. And then you can be like, check the fridge, little Johnny. Go look on the fridge, and they can actually help. Like, hey, can you start prepping the lettuce, for example? Like, so you can grab a head of lettuce and wash it. I think kids can do that. And then they can, like, instead of chopping it up, for example, they can tear it up in pieces and start the bowl of salad with just putting lettuce in a bowl, for example. Morning, Carl. We're just talking about setting your week up for success, those of you that are jumping in and out of here. But so if you know what's coming up for in a week in advance, then you can be prepared and you don't have to be exhausted and not know what to make. Or a lot of times we buy food and then we don't use it because we don't know what to. We're like, oh, that's on sick. That spinach is on sale, but I'm tired of the same old salad, so I'm not going to use it. Then it goes bad in the fridge, which turns into a waste of money, for example. So a lot of people in our fitness family, they say, I can't believe I'm actually saving money on groceries because they know how to use the food that they buy because we provide recipes, and they also know what they're going to make in the recipes, and it's not sitting there for 2 weeks wasted and then thrown in the trash. So that's important. That's why I want you guys to consider making yourself a meal plan a week in advance. So if it's on Saturday, maybe you and your spouse, or maybe you do it by yourself, or maybe you get the kids involved. I think it would be amazing to have the kids be like, hey, what do you want to have for dinner? Okay, well, if you're choosing like pizza could be a fun night instead of going to the less than healthy pizza option. And don't get me wrong, I really hope that we're supporting local businesses and local restaurants, especially right now. But pizza night could be a fun night, and say you go and get all the ingredients, and then the kids participate and everybody helps make the pizza, for example. But you can do that with salads, you can do that with stir fries, but you involve the family, you include them. But it all starts with prep. So if you know that Friday night is pizza night, great, you can get those groceries in advance. If you know that Wednesday night is monster salad night, you can get the kids involved. Like, do you want quinoa or do you want wild rice, for example? Do you want orange peppers or red peppers? Like, what do you want to put in the salad this week? But I think it's so important to involve the family, and like if you have kids, of course, to involve the family and get them involved, because if they're more interested, they're more likely to eat it, and if they're more likely to eat it, then it's easier on the parents, because we hear it all the time, like, oh, my kid won't eat that, they won't eat this. And I always think, like, have you ever involved them in the conversation of what to eat? The problem is that they're 14 years old, and for 14 years they've never been included in the conversation of what we should have. So if you were to do that early on, it'd be much easier to transition as they get older. And you know what's a bit startling? Like, I feel for the parents, is that been a handful of people that reached out over the last few weeks, and they said, hey, what can you do for my 12, 13, 14-year-old child? Because they're stuck at home, they're not doing their regular activity, they're they're not doing the regular activity, they're not exercising, they're not running around the neighborhood, they're stuck at home, like isolation from the kids, they're not eating, they're not really eating well. And unfortunately, that lies on the parents as well. Thank you for the hearts that you guys are hitting, that little heart button. But that, it rests on the parents' shoulders as well to create those healthier meals. But then, of course, there's the challenge of, oh, my kid doesn't listen to me, or my kid won't eat anything that I make. So it's a struggle. And I guess what I'm saying is, I feel for the parents that, especially being stuck at home, it's more challenging to make that happen. And that concern has come up a number of times recently. So but I really feel it comes to prep and involving the family and involving the kids and getting them started at an earlier age and helping them make decisions. There's so many kids that don't know how to make decisions. Like, as adults, we don't know how to make decisions. Like, I don't know, what do you think? I don't know, what do you think? Like, the more decisions you make, the better you get at making decisions. So if you always make the decisions for your child, what's going to happen when they leave the home? Like, have we considered that? Or sometimes when I would sit there in a personal training consultation, I would be planning to train the kid, and the parent would be sitting next to the kid, and I would ask the kid questions, and the parent would be answering. And I said, okay, thank you for answering for them, but can you let them answer so I can hear from their perspective? And many times it was very different. And the parent would be like, well, I didn't know that. Or, you never told me that. But we have to consider, like, have you asked them, or have you given them a chance to express, or have you always told them? And I think it's very important to let our youth make decisions for themselves, so they can be prepared when later on in life, like, they have to make. This is my tea number 2, Ashy Tablet tea. The kids are going to have to make their own decisions sooner or later. And the sooner you allow that as a parent, the better off they're going to be. What do we got here? Thanks for the comments. Brenda has a nice comment here. Let's see what we have. Brenda has a sense of humor. I see some smiley faces and LOL. What does she say? Oops. Hey, what's going on here? Can you not do that? Sorry. Brenda says, gotta love timing of tuning in live. I need to get groceries tomorrow. I need to get myself back on track. Again, LOL. My computer's acting crazy right now. My program. I know I need to plan, but haven't been bothering. I guess I should listen to what the universe is telling me. Thank you, Drew. Hello, hello. You're welcome, Brenda. But that's why I'm doing the live, and that's why we're here. And fortunately, that's why you're here to learn about it and listen to these conversations, because I would say the good majority of people don't plan. I don't. I know very few people that plan themselves. Like, we have our fitness family who we plan for, which is perfectly okay. And that's what I think you should have. If you're not going to plan for yourself, you should have someone that's going to plan for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It should be customizable. It should be healthy. It should be like, it should fit your lifestyle. For our fitness family, we have created a community of positivity, and we've created this community of being prepared and helping people understand knowledge and choosing better. That's one of our mini taglines, is choose better for yourself. But that's what's so important, is that to do those things that we normally wouldn't do to improve our lifestyle as a whole. So thanks for being open and honest with us, Brenda, because you're not the only one. Like, we need reminders. We need to get back on track. We need accountability. I really feel we need a supportive group and a supportive environment. So that's going to make all the difference in the world. It's just that we have to continually put in effort to find our tribe, to find our community, and we have to put in that effort to make meal plans if we don't have someone to do it for us, and even the effort to follow the meal plans if someone's not doing it. I mean, if someone's doing it for you, you still have to put in the effort to make it. And it says involving the family in healthy eating, cooking, and prep is great. Positive life skills that will benefit them in the long term with good habits and better health. Absolutely. You just summarized my 10 minutes of talking. Thank you for that. Isn't this awesome? She said. I love your enthusiasm, Anna. We're so fortunate to Anna's in our fitness family, and she's such a bright light for us. But that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. Just that the importance of getting yourself prepped. It's the same thing with workouts. Your workouts should be planned on the weekend, so you know exactly what you're doing. Monday, you should know what you're doing. Tuesday, you should know what you're doing, but not the day of. You should know what you're doing all week on Sunday, so you can look at your workout plan and you can say, okay, this is what I'm doing, so it's not a surprise. And that also takes some thinking out of it. If you already know, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to plan it. So that's one less excuse you have to think about. So for example, you could be like, maybe it's Tuesday morning and you're like laying in bed and you're like, well, I don't know what workout I'm going to do. Didn't set my mat out the night before. My workout clothes aren't out. Don't really feel like putting those out. So it's all these steps to get to your workout. But instead, you could have prepped before. You could know exactly what workout you're doing. You could have your lunch prepared the night before. We teach in our fitness family that you cook extra large dinners so you have enough for your lunch, and that's packaged and ready to go in the fridge. So you don't have to think about it. Lunch is ready to go. Your workout mat is ready to go. You know where it's going. And it doesn't even sound like much, like, oh, it take me 2 seconds to put my workout mat out in one area. But it's still one more thing to think about, and it's still one more thing to do, which equals one more excuse as to why, I don't really want to get my workout in this morning. But your workout mat is already there. It's ready to go. You have your workout. You know what you're doing. All you have to do is get yourself out of bed and drag yourself to the workout area, regardless of where it is. So if you were to plan, maybe we should do like a special, or we should try to get people into our fitness family group for like a week, like 1 week free. Anyone that's watching this, if you want to join our fitness family for a week free, you can join us, and we'll show you what it's like to feel prepped. A lot of people don't even know what it's like to feel prepared the week in advance. So you have your meals, you have your groceries, you have your meals, you know exactly what you're having. You have some baking, you have some granola that's all together, ready to go. You prep that on the weekend. It's all set and ready for you for the week. And then you also know what workouts, because we've already planned all your workouts for you. We have videos, we have a supportive group. It's all done. You just have to show up. So just think about how empowering that feels. Think of that preparedness and how prepared that even that thought feels, instead of being like, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping, I don't know what to buy, I don't like going grocery shopping to begin with, what am I gonna eat all week, what am I gonna feed all the kids all week, and on top of that I gotta work out. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen. So a lot of people don't know what it's like to feel that prepared or to feel ahead of the game instead of always trying to catch up. So that's something we can definitely help you out with, or you can do that yourself. Just make sure you're going to do it so you have something to follow throughout the week. And that's all I have for you. That's it. That was fun. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for your conversation, Anna and Brenda. I appreciate you jumping in here with your honesty as well. Everyone else that was watching, I know I'm just scrolling. I know Linda was in here, Jason, Sue. Those guys are in our fitness family. That's how important our tribe is. I guess I keep saying, like, find your tribe, find your people. Those people in your life should lift you up. You have to create space. A lot of us are surrounded by negativity. You have to create space to allow positivity to join your life, and then you have to feed that. You have to have the conversations with the positive people. You have to make more time for the positive people, and you have less time for the negative people. And that's just how life goes. If you want to progress in life, you gravitate toward the direction you want to go, toward those type of people, toward those that are going to shine light in your life, and you have to distance yourself from the ones that are negative. That's just the way it has to go. Some people feel sad about that. I would choose not to have any emotion about it. That's just life. If you want to go in a positive direction in life, we have different paths that we can go. And I know what path I want to go down. Jen says I'm here now. Thanks for joining, Jen. I'm out of here. But you're welcome to watch the replay after. Suzanne says, have a great day, everyone. And Linda says, thanks. I'm inspired to start the planning process. Awesome, Linda. Yes, Linda is, like I said, we have all that planning for you, and it's all done and ready to go in our fitness family, Linda. So it's there for you whenever you're ready to embrace it. Have a wonderful Friday. Thank you again for joining me. And we're going to be here online throughout the weekend is what we do. So if you have any questions around that planning, we're only a message away. Take care.